This your boy Amari Points here with my first movie review of 2017, and also Happy New Year. Today I'm doing my movie review on Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. As most of you know, this movie takes place years before Harry Potter was even born, and he who must not be named. This this movie introduces a bunch of new characters and is directed by David Yates, who directed the past two Harry Potter movies and The Legend of Tarzan, as most of you know. My apologies. We This movie mainly focuses on Newt Scamander, who is played by Eddie Redmayne. He was sent to the U.S. by a character we all know. I'm not going to say who. To research a textbook he's writing about different beasts. Somehow his his suitcase got switched, and and some and all the monsters got out. Along the way, he meets a former Aurora, Tina Tina Goldstein, played by Catherine Waterston, a Muggle who is not a non-wizard, as most of you know. Jacob Kowalski, who is played by Dan Folger, whose dream is to open up a bake shop, a bakery, in a way, and Queenie Goldstein, who is played by Alison Sudol, who can read people's thoughts, and who is. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry for the distractions. Like I was saying, we also meet the get and like I was saying, and Queenie Goldstein, who is Tina's sister, who is also played by Alison Sudol, who can read people's minds, and is a wizard. Somehow, and and throughout this movie, Newt and the gang round up all the monsters. Like I said, I'm sorry if I'm repeating. I apologize if I repeat myself. They He likely forms a special bond with Jacob, and they became they become good friends. And I think and and I think and he I apologize. I cannot speak today. They form an unlikely bond throughout the first half of the movie, but they can't. Newt and his likely group of friends somehow kind of get in trouble with the magic ministry that's in the U.S. And while they were rounding up the monsters, they must catch. They have to catch all of them before like more trouble stirs up. And as the movie progresses, it we also learn that the movie gets really darker and darker with and the plot thickens as well with the Auror Percival Grays, played by Colin Farrell, who is not exactly who he says he is. He's a familiar character. He turned into a familiar actor that we all know and love, but I'm not gonna tell you who. You guys gotta see that movie for yourself to see who it is. And he look Percival looks into a family that really doesn't like magic, which includes a troubled boy, Credence, played by Ezra Miller, who's actually adopted. His mother basically abuses him, but as but Credence is not exactly an ordinary boy. There's something really special about him that you guys gotta see for yourselves. But the special effects in this movie weren't really as good as they were in like the original Harry Potter movies. I wanted them to really capture the moment of this movie, what could have been, it could have been great if they actually done that instead of just making it like, well, boring and like not non like not really interesting. I wanted them. I really wanted. I was really hoping that this movie would actually capture the moment like they did in Harry Potter, but as most of you know, it as most of you already know, we basically really didn't. I was hoping it would though, and the creatures, the creatures in the movie didn't really capture the magic like they did in Harry Potter's adventures. It was sort of really slow. I wanted I actually wanted to see more. I was expecting like more. The Beast would be more creative and more eye appealing, if you guys know what I mean. Sadly, it wasn't. If you guys go and see this movie, I really hope that you like it more than I did. I but what I'm really hoping for in the future is that David Yates takes the time to actually capture the magic from the original Harry Potter movies. I want him I want him to actually capture moments. I want him to really capture moments from this movie like they did in the original movies. Because if you can't capture the moments from Harry Potter, um, if you can't really capture moments like you did in the original Harry Potter movies, then basically they shouldn't have done the Fantastic Beasts movie. But we still have hope. Maybe in the sequel to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, maybe they'll actually take the time to look over the creatures and make them more magical. I'm crossing my fingers for that. What, but they could have at least tried to make more the actors more interesting. Like Eddie, his character is basically like he was really kind of what's the word kind of boring to be honest. He really didn't capture the appear appear the appearance like they did in Harry Harry Potter. He was actually a really interesting character because basically he was the main protagonist. But with Newt, I didn't really see it. I was expecting more out of Newt, and the rest of his friends too. I wanted to see them be more interesting and kind of less boring. But the movie is set in the 1920s, so that's basically understandable. And on to the rating. I give I give Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them a C because the movie was okay, but not that okay. I wanted them to really capture the appearance of this movie, not just let it be dull and boring. I'm hoping, like in the sequel, it will capture more appealing views of this movie and more ecstaticness. Please, David Yates, I beg you, please make the sequel more better than the original, than the first sequel. You got, we really need a movie that is actually eye appealing than the first Harry Potter movies. If you can do that, then you will be pleasing me and the rest of the Harry Potter universe. And that's all for now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And hope hopefully I gave you more good intel on this movie. Take care and God bless. Peace.